in the 8th century BC and became the heart of a massive empire, spreading its influence across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. They shaped the world we know today. Need proof of their power? Look no further than the mighty Colosseum, also known as the Flavian Amphitheatre. Built nearly 2,000 years ago, this giant stadium was Rome's ancient theme park. Imagine 80,000 people cheering for gladiator fights, wild animal shows and plays. It was all about fun, but also a way to show off Rome's power. Basically, the more amazing the entertainment, the stronger the empire looked. But the real action wasn't always in the arena. Check out this underground maze of tunnels and chambers, the Colosseum's Hypogeum. Here's where gladiators and animals waited their turn to enter the arena. The Colosseum was so well built, they could even flood the arena for fake sea battles with real ships. Imagine doing that without jet skis. Seating wasn't just random. The closer you were to the action, the higher your rank in Roman society. Emperors got the best seats, everyone else further back. This wasn't some flimsy arena. Special round tops and hidden hallways held it all up. It was so clever, they could even evacuate all 80,000 people in just a few minutes after a show. Way faster than a movie theatre. Earthquakes couldn't shake it, and even if some souvenir hunters took a few bricks over time, the Colosseum still stands strong. Today, millions of tourists flock to see it every year, and on Good Friday, the Pope even leads a special walk around it. Pretty cool, right? Want a quick history lesson you can hold? Grab a 5-cent euro coin. Look closely. There's the Colosseum, a tiny reminder of Rome's giant impact that continues to inspire us today. Hold on tight. We're zooming through time like on a magic carpet, landing in the Middle East. Deep in Jordan's desert sands lies a wonder older than history books. Petra, a city carved right into the rock itself more than 2,000 years ago. Unlike any other city, Petra wasn't constructed on the ground. A mysterious people called the Nabateans stared down the harsh desert and said, "Challenge accepted!" They carved an entire city right out of the towering cliffs themselves. Imagine these cliffs hiding a maze of temples and tombs. That's the wonder of Petra. Our adventure starts by squeezing through a narrow passage called the Seek. This natural canyon not only serves as a spectacular entryway, but also played a crucial role in the city's defense, with its towering walls just an arm's length apart, casting long shadows in the dim light. And guess what's waiting for us at the end? The first thing you'll see is the incredible treasury, a building with fancy carvings all over the front. But Petra is much more than just this one building. There's also the monastery, a giant temple way up on the cliffs with views so good they'll make your jaw drop. Everywhere you look, there are amazing things. Tombs, temples, even houses, all carved right out of the rocks. It was a busy place full of life thousands of years ago, showing what human can achieve. For hundreds of years, Petra was a thriving center of trade, a busy stop along the famous Silk Road. But just like everything else, time eventually caught up. Earthquakes damaged the city and people had to leave. For a long time, Petra was lost, a hidden treasure buried in the sand. Then, in 1812, Petra was found again. Explorers were blown away, and so was everyone else who saw it. This amazing city has even been in a movie, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Leaving the ancient wonders of Petra, we now head east to India to visit the majestic Taj Mahal, a mesmerizing masterpiece crafted from dazzling white marble. But it's more than just beautiful. It's a love story written in stone. Mumtaz Mahal, Emperor Shah Jahan's cherished wife, tragically passed away during the birth of their 14th child in 1631. Inspired by his deep love for her, Shah Jahan embarked on the construction of a mausoleum in her memory. And that's the Taj Mahal we see today. It took a whopping 22 years and over 22,000 craftspeople to complete. Picture 1,000 elephants hauling precious stones from across Asia and white marble all the way from Makrana, India. That's some serious dedication. Imagine the Taj Mahal like a giant, perfectly balanced building. That's what perfect symmetry means. It's like a fancy way of saying everything on one side looks exactly the same on the other. The walls are covered in beautiful writing from the Quran, the Islamic holy book, and amazing flower designs. Here's a cool fact. Those 4 tall towers you see, called minarets, actually lean outwards a tiny bit. This wasn't a mistake. The builders did this on purpose so that if there ever was a big earthquake, the minarets wouldn't fall and damage the main tomb. Pretty smart, huh? Believe it or not, the Taj Mahal isn't just white. It changes color throughout the day. In the morning, it has a soft pink blush like a rose catching the morning light. This color shift is due to the special translucent marble used. As the sunlight hits the marble at different angles, it reflects different colors, appearing brilliant white under the midday sun and a mystical golden hue at night under the moon's glow. Legend has it, Shah Jahan even planned a black Taj Mahal for himself on the opposite side of the Yamuna River, but that's a story for another time. Surrounding this architectural marvel is a breathtaking Persian garden designed to represent paradise on earth. Lush greenery, reflecting pools and flowing fountains create a tranquil atmosphere, the perfect complement to the majestic white marble. From the romantic marvels of the Taj Mahal, we head northeast to China. Forget everything you think you know about walls. The Great Wall of China isn't just a straight line of bricks. It's a giant, winding snake made of stone, stretching across China's rugged landscape. This isn't some quick weekend project. Construction began a mind-blowing 2,700 years ago, way back in the 7th century BC. Over centuries, different dynasties added their own sections, with the most well-known parts built during the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644 AD, creating the incredible structure we see today. This long construction period is why the wall is so incredibly long and complex. It's actually a series of interconnected walls and fortifications stretching a staggering 21,196 kilometers. That's like wrapping the Earth almost all the way around the equator. Sure, everyone knows the Great Wall was built to keep out invaders, but it had another hidden purpose. Think of it as a giant ancient toll booth. Since it stretched so far, the wall also served as a border checkpoint, regulating trade along the Silk Road, a famous network of routes that connected China to the west. Imagine merchants paying a toll as they walked their camels laden with spices and silks. Building such a massive project required some serious ingenuity. The Great Wall isn't made of just one material. They used bricks, stones, wood, and even packed earth depending on the location. Pretty impressive considering the technology of the time. The wall isn't uniform either. It can be wide enough for several horses or soldiers to walk side by side, and its height varies from 5 to 9 meters. Sadly, a project of this scale came at a cost. Many workers are believed to have died during construction, and some stories even say they're buried within the wall itself. But the Great Wall isn't just a reminder of the past, it's a symbol of China's enduring legacy. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a major tourist attraction. Millions of people from all over the world visit each year to walk along this ancient path and experience a piece of Chinese history firsthand. We're heading to Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula to see Chichen Itza, a Mayan city as amazing as Egypt's pyramids. Forget a single pyramid. This was a whole bustling city full of life and secrets. Think giant Mayan Disneyland, but way older and way cooler. The coolest building at Chichen Itza is El Castillo, also called the Temple of Kukulkan. It's a giant pyramid that towers over everything else. However, this isn't an ordinary pyramid, it's quite special. If you count all the steps on each side of the pyramid, there are 91 on each side. That's a lot of steps. In total, there are 364 steps, with the temple at the top being the 365th, the same number of days in a year. Twice a year, during spring and autumn, something amazing happens. The sun shines on the pyramid in a way that makes a shadow look like a snake slithering down the side. This snake represents a Mayan god named Kukulkan. Pretty cool, right? But Chichen Itza isn't all pyramids. There's a giant ball court where the Mayans played a super important game called Pok-a-Tok. Think rougher soccer, maybe even sacrifices. The coolest part? It's built so well you can whisper from one end and be heard clearly at the other. Amazing for a civilization without fancy tools. And this wasn't just a religious center, it was a giant marketplace too. People from all over came to trade. Imagine finding things from faraway lands. This trade connection is reflected in the architecture, a mix of Mayan and Toltec styles like a cultural mashup. Chichen Itza is like a giant talking building. Pictures and symbols carved into the walls tell stories about the Mayans, kind of like an ancient comic book. These are called hieroglyphics. They show us who the Mayan gods were, who their leaders were, and how smart the Mayans really were. We can also see how clever they were by looking at the buildings themselves. The Mayans built their city to line up perfectly with the sun and the stars. This means they knew a lot about math and astronomy, even without fancy telescopes. Chichen Itza is super old. Built over 1,000 years ago, it was a bustling city for hundreds of years. Then sometime in the 1400s, everyone left. We're not sure why. Maybe there were too many people, or maybe there wasn't enough water. The good news is, people found Chichen Itza again in the 1800s and started fixing it up. Today, it's like a giant outdoor museum where you can learn about a civilization that disappeared a long time ago. It's like a super cool time capsule. Ever wondered what it feels like to literally touch the sky? Well, buckle up because we're about to visit a place that'll make you feel like you're on top of the world. Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This majestic statue of Jesus Christ with open arms isn't just a religious icon, it's a symbol of hope, peace, and epic selfies. Construction of the Christ the Redeemer statue began in 1922, and by 1931 the statue was already standing tall on Corcovado Mountain, overlooking Rio de Janeiro. This quick construction timeline is quite impressive. The idea for the statue was first suggested by a local priest in the 1850s, but was only taken up again in the 1920s to celebrate 100 years of Brazilian independence. The project was mainly funded by Brazilian Catholics, showing their strong faith and dedication. Standing on the 700-meter-high Corcovado Mountain in the beautiful Tijuca Forest National Park, Christ the Redeemer overlooks the city of Rio de Janeiro. But it's not just made of concrete. This amazing statue is a mix of reinforced concrete soapstone, a special kind of rock, and hidden steel. Imagine the builders back then mixing up a huge batch of concrete like a superhero smoothie to create this incredible monument. Okay, so Christ the Redeemer isn't the biggest statue of Jesus out there, but it's definitely impressive. Standing at 98 feet tall, taller than a giraffe, with arms stretching 92 feet wide, it's a sight that will leave you speechless, or maybe gasping for breath after that hike up the mountain. Can you imagine Christ the Redeemer with just one arm? Close call, folks. During construction, a lightning strike damaged one of his arms. Luckily, they were able to fix it, and now he can continue to welcome everyone with open arms. Christ the Redeemer isn't just a statue. It's a piece of history, a symbol of hope, and perfect for Instagram photos. If you're ever in Rio, you have to see it. Just make sure to wear comfortable shoes because the hike up can be tough. But trust me, the view from the top, with Christ the Redeemer right there, is completely worth it.